Hello, everyone. Hello there. How is everyone doing? I hope you're doing okay. Welcome. Welcome. This is the first time that I've tried doing a stream like this in a long time. The reason for that is my work computer. My work computer would hard freeze when I tried to stream. It would just completely turn itself off. And I've got a laptop now. A laptop that does not do that. So I'm gonna do one of these streams and try to show off a little bit of how FilmCow animations come together. Just kind of a general overview. From start to finish, how a FilmCow animation comes to be. Got a desktop set up right here. Can you see the mouse? Yeah, there's the mouse. Moving around the screen. Look at that beautiful mouse. Anyway, I guess we should start, let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the very beginning. The very beginning is with the script. I use a program called Final Draft 11. It's the final draft. The 11th one. One moment, I need to move OBS around. Here we go. What song is that? I'm not sure, it's one of the many royalty-free tracks that I have. Here's Final Draft 11. This is what I write my scripts in. As you can see, there's a script right here. I could change any of these words, and then, when I record, I would say a different word. Like Ava could say, instead of "not a big surprise, I'm new." This may come as a large surprise to you. Ha 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 ha. Look at the power that I have. Look at the power that I have. Look at the power that I have. Of course, the cartoon's already out, so there's no reason changing this now. But Final Draft is a nice program to write in. I find it to be. I like its simplicity. They've added a lot of features to the program in the years since I've been using it, but I turn all those features off. I just like having the sheet here. New. What? That just happened. You see, you can really let your creativity soar here. Awooga. What? I cannot believe it. Oh no. Uh-oh. Can do anything here. Now, this might seem like all there is in terms of making animations. But I assure you that's not the case. You see, after this is all done, there's other stuff that has to be done too, to make a cartoon. For instance, there we go. For instance, sometimes you gotta record dialogue. I use a program called Amadeus. Amadeus Pro. It's a pretty good program. I use Amadeus Pro for recording dialogue. So for instance, Ava saying, "Yeah, I just got here." I could hit the record button right now. Yeah, I just got here. Yeah, I just got here. Oh, magical. Yeah, I just got here. Yeah, I just got here. Now, this is not all you need to do, though. There's a few things that I do to the audio after I record it. I got a couple of things I do here. I do a high-pass filter. I do a high-pass filter, and the reason for the high-pass filter is sometimes there's some popping on the microphone. Sometimes there's some popping. So I use a high-pass... That reminds me, I should probably have added a high-pass filter to this microphone here. I hope there's no popping that you hear. My apologies if you do. And some basic dynamics processing. Yeah, I just got here. You might not notice a big difference, but it does help in the audio editing to keep all the levels where they should be. Yeah, I just got here. But that's not all. Some characters are pitched up just a little bit. So for Ava, it is 110%. Yeah, I just got here. And there you go, that's Ava. Yeah, I just got here. So, just in summary of what we've covered so far. Look at this. You write a dialogue line. Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something? Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something? And then that goes through the audio unit rack. Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something? And then a pitch change. Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something? And then that dialogue is saved as a file. It doesn't matter what you name the file. I happen to name the file the scene number and then the character name. I usually record all of the character stuff all at once. I keep forgetting what screen I'm on. Let's move on to the next part. The next part is very important. It's audio editing. I use a program called Audition for that. Let's not save that document. Here is Adobe Audition. One moment. You can name the file anything at all. It's true! You can name the file just about anything you want. The limit is just your imagination. Here's Adobe Audition. This is where the real magic starts to happen. Usually there's not an animation video file here already. Usually I have to animate first. But due to the magic of how time works, there happens to be a clip here. Here's some sound effects. For the grass, I basically crumpled some paper. I crumpled a bunch of paper together. And then I also got some leaves. And I brought some leaves and sticks inside and recorded that. Enraged Elk, thank you for the $2. Is your Adobe up to date? For the first time in like 10 years, yes. For the first time in like 10 years, it is in fact up to date. Anyway, there's some sound effects here. Usually this kind of Foley work doesn't really happen until the animation's done, but... And that was the case this time. There's no hiding the fact that the animation's done. These are the audio clips. Here's Lark's track. I like to keep the colors of the different tracks different for the different characters. So Lark is usually level. I mean, yellow, and then Ava right now is red.
Hold on a second, Pecan.
I can move this wherever I want.
Hold on a second, Pecan.
Or I could grab a different take. If you zoom out here, you'll see all the different takes.
Hold on a second, Pecan. 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 Is someone there?
There's usually a lot of takes of a lot of different lines.
How did you survive? 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 How did you survive?
How did you survive?
Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something?
Oh, that's the line that we just pretended to record earlier. And as you can see, there's quite a few of them here.
Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something? Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something? Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something? Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something? Not a big surprise, I'm new. Not a big surprise, I'm new.
It's not a big surprise. I'm new. You might notice some peaks here. I've got GERD, and sometimes I cough when I record. I'm not going to play that back for you, but just know whenever you see these big peaks in these audio files, that's usually because I'm coughing very loudly. Some of the voices make me cough more than others. I had a heck of a time recording the Charlie the Unicorn finale, because the blue and pink lines, those just absolutely destroyed my voice.
What's with all the questions? I was somewhere else, now I'm here. Not something you gotta worry about. Yeah, I just got here. Yeah, I just got here. Yeah, I just got here. Yeah, I just got here.
Anyway, I pick the best of the takes. I throw them in here. I mess with the timing.
Maybe, what's it to you? You the law around here or something?
I'm Lark. This is Pecan. I don't think we've met before.
As you can see, I usually do a pretty good amount of editing for each line. Sometimes the words are rearranged. Not the words. Sometimes the timing is rearranged. Like, I thought there should be a little bit more pacing between this.
I'm Lark. This is Pecan. I don't think we've met before.
Not a big... What's with all the questions? I was somewhere else, now I'm here. Not something you gotta worry about.
So yeah, not particularly complicated. Sometimes there's some audio effects that get a little more complicated. Like right here, as you can see, Ava's walking off.
That's a lie. Don't follow me. I'm just minding my own business.
And she needed to sound like she was legitimately walking away, and so I've got some audio effects on a second track with the same line here. And the second track has got just kind of an echo. Just kind of an echo and a little bit of a muffle on it.
Yeah, we might need to keep an eye on her.
By the way, if you want to know the secret to Pecan's voice recording, Pecan sometimes has to speak when Lark is in her mouth, and the way I do that is very advanced. Here's Pecan just normally. Bark, bark! Here's Pecan with Lark in her mouth. You see, what I've done here is put my hand over my mouth before recording. That's really all there is to it. Oh, we got a super chat. I keep forgetting what monitor my mouse is on. Sorry, this is the first time I've streamed from this computer. I still gotta get used to it. William, thank you for the 5 Canadian. Just wanted to say I'm a huge fan. Got one of your ghost drawings from Patreon. Love it so much. Looking forward to going to more Going to Make Shrine. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. I'm very glad that I get to keep working on Shadowstone Park. If anyone wants to support the Patreon, if you're supporting today, that means the next episode you'll be thanked in it if you're at the $10 and up level. Get a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff, a bunch of other things. Can get a ghost drawing. I do multiple takes of the Bok Bok as well, by the way. It's very important that you know this. I take this very seriously as an art form. The Bok Bok. So this is audio editing, not particularly complicated. Once this is done, what happens is the entire file gets exported, and then I also export each individual character's audio so that I can do lip syncing and stuff. The lip syncing program that I use does not work on this computer, unfortunately, so I can't show that off. I have to transfer it to another computer to do that. So won't be showing that off today, but we will show off just about everything else. What program is this? This is Adobe Audition. Cyclops, thank you for the 5 British pounds. I remember going to a Disney World show where you could smash pots and tin foil to make your own cartoon sound effects. Pecan's voice takes me there. I don't remember that particular Disney World show. That must be either new or old. Although, you know what, it has been a very long time since I've been. Interesting. Gotta have some secrets. Gotta have some secrets.
Well, this has been great. I'm just gonna waddle on out of here now.
What's your name?
One nice thing about Audition, in terms of doing Foley work and matching sound effects to movement. So we gotta edit audio to video. It puts the video up here. See the little step here? If you click right in the center of the sound... I clicked 2 times, that was wrong. If you click right in the center of the sound and start dragging it along, where you're at is what frame it's showing you. And so, Ava's down here, that's a good place to put the sound.
Waddle on out of here now.
A lot easier to match it that way than to try to just estimate it.
What's your name?
I don't gotta tell you, but I will. It's Ava.
It's not...
Anime Dude, thank you for... Oh, Amine. Amine Dude, thank you for the $5. My friend thinks Shadowstone takes place at the end of Llamas with Hats. Loved the new episode. I'm glad you liked it. It does not. There's been a couple people who have assumed that. I just do a lot of apocalypses. I just do a lot of those. And I've reused some, like, building art that I've created, too. Alright, well, let's move on to the next part of this. I hope that this is helpful for people who have any interest in doing this kind of work. The programs might be different, like, I know not everyone's gonna have access to the Adobe suite, and honestly, I think there's probably better alternatives out there at this point. I've just been using them for so long that it's hard to give up and learn something else, but the basic concepts would be the same. Alright, so, that's the audio. That's the audio part of things. Coming up next, I'm gonna show you some art stuff. First of all, I work with someone, Scuffy. Scuffy, my partner, Scuffy, has been doing character designs for this show. So I'll go ahead and show you Scuffy's character design for Ava. This was Scuffy's design for Ava. This is Ava right here. Scuffy did a great job. So what Scuffy does is creates the specific designs that I need within the specifications that I give them. And this is what they came up with for Ava. This is Ava by Scuffy. Cyclops, thank you for the 2 British pounds. Amine dude takes his vitamins. Vital. Amines. Health. Yeah. Vitamins. Definitely. Scuffy's much better at drawing in general than I am. If you wonder why every project that they collaborate on looks so much better than my other projects, that's the reason. They're just better at drawing. Like, I have a style that's unique my own, I guess, but I don't have very fine hand motor coordination, so I'm just not very good at it. So here's Ava right here, and then what I do, there's a program called Adobe Animate. It used to be called Adobe Flash, but they changed the name when Flash was being depreciated. I've got the Ava document opening up right now. Alright, I got the Ava document right here. Here it is. Here's the Ava document in Adobe Animate. It's pretty simple how this works. There's not a lot of mystery here. So I take a pen. I do use a tablet. I've got a Wacom. I've got a Wacom light mode. Yeah, I can't use dark mode. I know people love dark mode, but it's very hard for me to see in dark mode for whatever reason. Light mode works much better with my particular eyes. So I'll have Scuffy's design, and then I'll basically draw my own version of it using their superior artistic skills to have solved all the perspective issues and everything like that. Any part that needs to be independently animated is saved on a different layer. So the legs need to be able to move around, and so those are a different layer. And what'll happen with each layer is I'll draw the shape. For instance, this is a shape right here. And then pick the color that is then filled in. You might notice there's not a line over here. For anyone who's ever used this program, this is nothing new right here. But if I'm drawing such a leg, or I don't want a line at the top, you draw the leg there. And then just a little pencil line over here. And that lets you fill in. And then I can delete the pencil line. And here it is, a shape. This is a shape. I could spin this around and just have it kind of coming out of Ava here. all of a sudden, Ava's got a very serious growth. And later this growth could be animated. Could have it, like, wiggle around. So this is where I draw. I don't actually animate in Adobe Animate. I don't particularly like animating in this program. So what happens is each layer is exported as its own file. Oh wait, I forgot to show you the mouths and stuff. This is very important. This is super important. 1 second. Let me zoom in right here. Nathan, thank you for the $1.99. Do you read Super Chats? I do, Nathan. Here we go. I've got a variety of different blinks here, as you can see when you... when you get rid of one of these, you can see the piece underneath. The different blinks basically allow different eye shapes, either an actual blink or an open eye or one of these. For the mouths, you need to draw a variety of mouth shapes. These are the mouth shapes that I've got for Ava. Go ahead and get rid of this one real quick. I've got a variety of resting mouth shapes. And then also different mouth sounds. So this is an ah sound. Ah. Ah. And basically, all of these mouths get switched out as the different sounds come up, which creates the illusion of movement. So each and every one of those files is then exported. Each layer is exported as its own file. Here's one of them. As you can see, there's the mouth right there. There's a mouth. And after they're exported, I throw them all into a big Photoshop document. Here's the big Photoshop document. And that's got all the layers. Once this is cropped, I can then bring that into the animation program that I use to actually animate everything. And I'll show that in just a second, as soon as we're finished with the art stuff. Sometimes, depending on the cartoon, at this point, before bringing it into the animation program, I'll want to do some shading, depending on the style. So I might use the burn tool. In Photoshop to create some shading. For Shadowstone Park, I do not shade the characters. That's not really the style that we're going for, but just in case you're curious as to where that step would happen, this is it. Now you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with shading, because this head is a separate piece. So if I were to shade here, it just wouldn't look right anymore. So often, if I'm doing pieces like this, one trick you can do is to have a separate layer where you do the shading on, and then flatten it down onto the bottom layers. Do layers carry over from Photoshop to the animation software? Yes, they do. That's why I assemble it in Photoshop. Because you can import the Photoshop document directly into After Effects. Do not save. So before going into After Effects, there is one other thing that we need to do. And that's background art. This is the opposite of a non-destructive workflow. Absolutely, 100%. I don't really like working in non-destructive workflows. I know that it's time-saving. But this is maybe a weird quirk of myself. I kind of prefer having things seem like they're objects that once they're set, it's a huge hassle to change them. It's not impossible, but it's a big hassle. And so it feels... I think it works for the particular style that I go to, which is kind of like a cut-out stop motion. Alright, I'm loading up some background art. Here's some background art right here. There's some grass, there's some trees. This is classic FilmCow background. Has the software technique been consistent since Charlie? I always thought it was Flash. Charlie the Unicorn, the first one, was the very last cartoon I ever made in Adobe Flash. So it's been... I haven't used Adobe Flash for animation since 2005. So there's a variety of things that go into making background art. The very most important one, though, is custom brushes. I have a variety of brushes that I've created. So here's the colors for this particular scene. It is important to pick out the colors. I like saving them as a layer. Because I will forget the colors otherwise. And I always have a hard time figuring out where they are in Photoshop. I know that I can just snap them right there, but I like putting them in their own layer. It's just how I like to work. Why not use After Effects? I do use After Effects. What are you talking? That's what I've been saying. Thomas, thank you for the $2. Will we ever get a Llamas with Hats Easter egg? No. I don't really know what that means, but no, probably. Alright, so we got the colors there. Now, I've got this custom brush which draws leaves. I draw a bunch of leaves here, but as you can see, they're the wrong color. That's why it's good that I saved these colors. So, here's leaf color number 1. Nope. I have a shortcut in the bottom left of my screen that moves all the windows out. So if you wonder why the windows keep flipping out, that's the reason. That's the reason why. Here's the second leaf color. And now when I draw the leaves, they're the right color. Usually I'll do a basic outline of what I want the scene to look like. The basic outline is... Do I have it here? Yeah. It's very basic. It's extremely basic. This means a lot to me, but not necessarily to you. H Bomber Guy, thank you for the 5 British pounds. Shadowstone Park is great and I love it, but what does its return mean for Vulo Lives, the best show anyone's made? I plan on continuing monthly Vulo Lives episodes. There was an episode that's like 2 days away from being finished, and it's been 2 days away from being finished for more than a month. But I was running behind on the first Shadowstone, and I didn't want the very first episode to get delayed. So I kept putting it off. But it'll be out within the next week now. So once I got the outline, usually I start with the grass in the background. I do have a grass brush, which honestly, I've used the same grass brush for probably 10 years now. It's good. It draws good grass. You zoom in. That's this grass right here. Sebastian, thank you for the 199. R.I.P. Broom Bear. You really swept me off my feet. I love the bears, and I love the bear gags. There's gonna be more of them in the future. I'm gonna keep doing them until they're not funny anymore. Oh, did I miss a super chat? My apologies. Nathan, thank you for the 199. Do you hang out with Robert Benford? Robert's in, like, Los Angeles. I'm in Florida. No. It's been a long time since I've seen Robert. It's been, like 2011. It's been a while. So, I'll draw the grass. And then for the trees, I also kind of have a brush that I like to use for tree bark. The trees in Shadowstone Park are a little more stylized than some of the others that I've done. So I've got a brush I use for that too. This is the brush. I just gotta choose the tree colors. And I'll draw a tree or whatever else needs to be drawn. After the art is done, I'll do, you know, lighting effects, color filters, stuff like that. Some brush filters sometimes to give it a nice look. And that's the background art. Oh wait, I can hide all of this and you can see each individual layer. Look at those rays. Everything looks very simple by itself. But once it all comes together, it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty good. William, thank you for the 2 Canadian. I think you should make Lark look more like Garf. Yeah, maybe Lark could be Garfield. Larkfield. Well, now that all the art is done, it's all gotta be imported into Adobe After Effects. Here we go. This is Adobe After Effects, the program that I probably end up spending the most of my time in. Over here, I have a folder with every different character who's available. I make a main document that I constantly update whenever I add another character, because they do require some assembly. So once I import the Photoshop layers, for instance, with Ava, there is some work that has to be done to set it up. For instance, the different points at which stuff animates. That's got to be set up. The documents like the mouths. This is how the mouth document is set up. You're familiar with mouths. Here's a mouth right here. Here's Ava's mouth. Now, how is Ava's mouth going to move? Well, inside the mouth document, there's a big staircase with all the different mouth files. Enraged, thank you for the $2. Will we ever see a sequel to Obama Vape God? No, probably not. That was a one-off. That was a one-off for a vape company. So there's this mouth stairs right here. Serenus, thank you for the $2. Do they come with IKEA instructions for assembly, the mouth stairs? Unfortunately, they do not. I had to look up the IKEA instructions for the mouth stairs. And they were a little more confusing than I'm used to from IKEA. So, once the mouth has been turned into stairs, you go to time and then enable time remapping. What that means is you can move between the different frames of the mouth in time. This is why we set it up as a stair. Because then, frame 1 is this mouth, frame 7 would be this mouth, frame 9 is this mouth, frame 5 is this mouth, and as you move between the frames, you move between the mouths. Now, I have a lip sync program that I use, Magpie Pro, and I'm able to animate the mouths in there and then export that keyframe data into After Effects. That program is no longer supported. The only reason I can still use it is because I happen to have a copy that still works on an old computer, and then a viewer named Tyler Hall hacked the program for me recently. That allows me to run it on computers that I don't have a license for. So I'm going to be able to continue using that. But if you don't have Magpie, which nearly everyone in the world doesn't, what you would do is you would go through this frame by frame manually, and that's what I do in Magpie. It just takes a lot longer, but you would move from frame to frame and listen to the audio. And change the audio to, or the mouth to different frames. Oh, speaking of Magpie, thank you for the $10. As a longtime fan, I realized the other day that I don't think I've seen a dog in any of your work. I'm not a dog lover, but just curious why. Thanks. Stoked about Shadowstone Park coming back. Has there not been a dog? I guess not. No particular reason. I think I just haven't added a dog. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. No particular reason. Thank you, though, for the support. So, this is I'm gonna get to the most important animation concept in terms of FilmCow animations here. I've seen a number of people over the years comment on the FilmCow animation and talk about tweening. So what tweening is tweening is taking one keyframe and then another keyframe, let's say moving this mouth over here. Yeah, positional data. This would be a tween. And then we've done one movement, and then when you hit play, the computer automatically creates all the in-betweens. I do not do this. I do not like how tweening looks. Even if you do stuff like, for instance, you know, adding curves into the line to slow it down and speed it up, I still don't like the way that tweening looks. It just looks too smooth. What I use is something called hold keyframes. A hold keyframe means there's no in-betweens. So, I change this to hold keyframe, and then move it here, and it instantly moves. So, if I wanted this mouth to go over here, what I would have to do is move it frame by frame. What this allows for is there's a little bit of a human element added to it. where it's not quite perfectly smooth. It just kind of weirdly lumbers along. And it also means that I have extremely fine control over the timing if I want. May, thank you for the 12 euros. You go and make Vulo Lives and Shadowstone Park is back. Must be my birthday. I don't have a neat and fun question, so just pretend I did. That is a great question, and also very funny, May. Thank you. I will not answer, because it's also a dark secret, but thank you for the support. So as you can see, the document is full of hold keyframes. When we play this back...
Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something?
You can see, like, for instance, her eyes moving shiftily back and forth. No tweening. Never tweening. Do not tween. You know what? It's fine if you tween. Plenty of people tween, and it's perfectly fine. For the style that I'm going for, it's a lot more work. But, I just like the look of it better.
Met before.
Not a big surprise. Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something?
I'm Lark. This is Pecan. I don't think we've met before.
Not a big surprise. I'm new.
New?
Yeah, I just got here.
So each character is animated inside of their own document. And there's a main document in which all the characters are added onto.
Is someone there?
Yeah, maybe. What's it to you?
And there's also a camera document that I use to determine the shots. So, I've got the characters in their own document, and then a main document with everything on it. This is like the big scene. And then a camera document where I can shift stuff around and look at it from from different zoom levels. This is how I like to work. There's a variety of ways to animate in After Effects. This is just how I happen to like to do it. Serenus, thank you for the $2. I think some age groups are more likely to tween. It's a big problem. The kids these days are all tweening. I keep telling them. Don't waste your time tweening, sure. Sure, it gets the job done quicker, but at what cost?
New.
Yeah, I just got here.
From outside the park?
What's with all the questions? I was somewhere else, now I'm here. Not something you gotta worry about.
Generally, before I do any facial animations, I will figure out the camera stuff. So, the process of animation is usually the big movements first. So, if a character's coming on scene, for instance, if Pecan's walking on on scene here, I'll animate Pecan walking. I'll animate Ava falling down.
Is someone there?
Yeah, maybe.
And then I'll animate the exit stuff. And then after that, I'll figure out all the camera movements. And the reason to do it in this order is that if a character's not on screen, I don't have to animate them. So if someone's talking or saying something and they're not shown, I don't need to waste the time doing the facial animations for that part.
Right, I'm just gonna waddle on out of here now.
What's your name?
I don't gotta tell you, but I...
And it also means, for instance, this shot doesn't really look completely right. From all angles.
I don't gotta tell you, but I will. It's Ava.
It's nice to meet you, Ava.
That's a lie.
You see the little flip out here that I didn't bother to fix because Ava's
It's Ava.
It's nice to meet
off screen.
you, Ava.
That's Will. It's Ava.
It's nice to meet you, Ava.
That's a lie. It's Ava.
It's nice to meet you, Ava.
That's a lie.
Justin, thank you for the $2. Curious if you ever have issues animating the characters isolated in their own compositions when they're interacting with the environment or other characters? It depends. So, for instance, here, what I'm doing is as I'm animating Ava, I'm basically moving back and forth between the main composition document and the character document. So, it's not too much of a hassle. When there's objects in the environment that they're interacting with, it's added to their document. If Ava's gonna pass something to Lark or to someone else, then the object itself will switch documents. I'll move it from one document to the next.
Yeah, maybe. What's it to you? You the law around here or something?
So this is After Effects. Again, not particularly complicated, just mostly time-consuming. With all of the hold keyframes. The beautiful hold keyframes, which I love. I do love those hold
I was
keyframes.
somewhere else, now I'm here, and that's something you gotta worry about.
After this is done, it'll be exported. I'll export the document, and then things get fully assembled in Adobe Premiere, which I can show next. Oh, there's one other animation technique that I use sometimes. I'll show you that now. You'll notice these leaves here. And if you notice the position, you'll see that these are not hold keyframes. Did I use the dastardly tweening here?
Yeah.
What I actually did here was motion sketching. So, with a motion sketch, you start capture, and then wah 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 wah, and then it saves that that data, and then the leaf would move how I just sketched.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow 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 wow.
Yeah.
How long does rendering these animations tend to take? That's a good question. It depends. Some animation stuff takes longer than others. Also, up until very recently, like within the last couple weeks, the computer that I've been using has been one from 2009. Only recently changed computers. I've been using an old Mac Pro from 2009, and when I would export like a scene like this from my 2009 computer, it would take about 30 or 40 minutes to render something. This new computer does it in just a handful of, like, a minute or something, which is a lot quicker. You know, there's nothing particularly complicated in this one. If I've got a document that's got a lot of effects in it, so for instance, let me show you. Let me show you a document with some effects. I did not want to save that document. I hit the save button on accident. That's fine, I got backups. I'll grab the old document from my Dropbox. Everything here is saved as a backup on Dropbox. And it also means that when I accidentally save a document I've been messing around in, I haven't messed things up. Alright, let me find that other document. Here's a document with some effects. It's the intro. As you can see, I've got a mask here to open up the vignette. And then stuff like this fades in with a camera lens blur. The camera lens blur looks a lot better than like a Gaussian blur, but it takes a lot longer to render. I'm rendering right now, and it's doing like 1 frame at a time, very very slowly. But it looks better. It looks slightly better than a Gaussian blur. I've got an atmospheric effect here. Got a shadow. So that when the stone itself moves, the shadow also moves. Stuff like this takes longer to render. But when it's just the cartoon characters moving around, then it's not too bad. Let me see if there's another document I can open. Yeah, I'm gonna just open my blank document. This one's also got some effects in it. Here's a nice thing. Here's something that's gonna be pretty helpful to people, I think. Save a document with everyone's relative sizes. So you don't need to figure it out each time you set up a new scene. This saves me a lot of time. 'Cause then, whatever scene I'm setting up, I can just link the characters and scale one of them. And then the relative sizes will stay the same. Some characters, like Nil, for instance, Nil's and any of the ghosts, like they have their own effects here. There's a glow effect on Nil, and then there's also a sort of wispy layer. And this layer does clouds. It's like animating some. It's got some clouds going on in the background, which creates a nice ethereal effect. I keep accidentally hiding the windows. My apologies. This is what the cloud layer looks like. There's something called an alpha matte, and if you alpha matte onto a character, you can make it so that well, the effect only shows up where that character is. And then when the character moves around, the alpha matte changes. So this is the basic workflow. This is how everything kind of works together. The final the very final thing that happens is Adobe Premiere. All the different scenes are brought in. If I'm doing a one-off short, then usually After Effects is the final step, and once something is animated, it's like the credits are just in the After Effects document. For larger projects, anything with like multiple scenes, I'll put together a Premiere document, and then the Premiere document's got each rendered scene separate.
Favorite tree.
And the nice thing about this is if I need to re-render something, I can re-render one scene, it'll automatically replace it in this timeline. If I need to change some audio, it'll automatically update here. Most of the audio editing and stuff is just done in Audition, so if I want to do audio changes, I open up the document in Audition and then re-export it. And that's basically the whole process for a cartoon like this. Different animations sometimes require different stuff. There's different techniques used in different things. There's a couple of different programs that I use, but this is basically it. Basically how things come together from A to Z. Hope this is a little bit helpful for anyone who wants to get into this style of animation. Basically, any other style of animation is probably going to have a wildly different process, but does the fact that you're not using the 2009 Mac anymore mean that you've managed to solve the problem with the lip sync program? A Video Game Valley viewer, Tyler, managed to hack that program. I can't use that program on this computer, but I can use it on any of my older computers. So, yeah, that's basically it. If anyone's got any particular questions about the process, happy to answer. I've gone through most things. Gone through most of it. Do you have to experiment with a lot with After Effects and different programs to figure out what different styles you landed on? I have done a lot of experimentation, yeah, but usually the experimentation is just doing a cartoon in a different style and seeing if it worked. Like, Welcome to the CIA is a pretty different style, and that was, like, something like, Sargnarg is also a different style. Is much of this self-taught? Yeah, it was pretty much all self-taught. Like, I went to film school for live-action stuff and learned Avid. I learned Avid. And not much of that translated over outside of a couple of editing techniques. BT, thank you for the $4.99. Someone turned me down for a second date. I texted, "Oh my god, what?" Sent the "sometimes heads come off" clip. She didn't text back. Yeah, I imagine not. I imagine not. I use that line wiggle effect in your animations as a secret. No, that's not a secret. Let me see if I can find that document. I'm not... one moment. That document's not on this computer, but I do have a network thing set up. Let me see if I can grab a ghost house. Let me try opening up one of the ghost houses. That's actually a very simple effect. "78 files are missing." Well, there's a horse butt. That's enough. that's more than enough. Yeah, right here. Turbulent displace. what this does is displace things turbulently, and then on evolution, you just animate the evolution, and the wiggling animates. So that's how I do that. So not a huge secret. Most people, when they do that effect, do go through the whole process of drawing things 3 or 4 times, and then letting the difference between the drawings create the wiggles. That's a very time-consuming process, and I think if I was doing something that wasn't like Ghost House, I would put in the time to do that. But if I was doing something like a little bit more serious, but I think something like Ghost House doesn't really need the extra work. I think that extra work is better spent somewhere else. Yeah. Well, that should be about it. If you want to support FilmCow and the various cartoons that we do, including Shadowstone Park, got the Patreon links in the description. I do ghost drawings, send them out every month. If you'd like your own ghost drawing, you can get one on Patreon. Did you ever use the easing controls and keyframes in After Effects? Not often. I do just primarily use the whole keyframes. I do enjoy using curves and stuff for camera movement. So for camera movement, I don't use hold keyframes. If I have the camera zooming in or out, then I do use curves. Although I have an extension that usually I use that gives me finer control over the curves themselves, as opposed to just using the curve editor. Ever Falling, thank you for the $4.99. Have you been approached to have a cameo in Smiling Friends? I have not. I haven't seen Smiling Friends. I've heard good things about it, although I haven't watched it myself. So I don't really understand what a cameo would entail, because I haven't watched it. But I would not be against it, I suppose. Although, again, I haven't seen the show. Missed my super chat. Did I? Oh no! Let me see. Oh, I did miss your super chat. My apologies, Hunter Star. Hunter Star, thank you for the $5. Find this stream incredibly useful and interesting, thank you. I'm glad it was useful for you. I feel like the days of people keeping all of their processes and stuff a secret are long gone. I don't think that's really a thing anymore, is it? There's nothing really about my process that's particularly I don't know. So it's a simple process, but it works. If I can help anyone else to get started or to work in a more optimal way, sure. FilmCow's secret southern seasoning. It's my secret southern seasoning. From the Florida South. David Firth is on Smiling Friends. They may ask you, hopefully. I'm not really in contact with a whole lot of other YouTubers. Like, I feel like there was a couple years in which I attempted to do networking and talked with a few people. But in general, I've just not done that. And as such, I'm usually not invited into stuff like that. What's your favorite standalone animated video you've done? Goodness. Standalone. I don't know, I'd have to think about that. I'm looking through my channel. It's usually, my favorite of anything is usually something recent, but I don't know if... I guess I like Tricorn a lot. That one's pretty good. I think that one turned out nice. I'll go ahead and say that. Tricorn. Very glad to have Shadowstone Park back. Gonna be working on the next episodes. Got the second episode. I've started working on. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. Here's Ava. Also, look at this cool boombox that Scuffy drew. Scuffy drew this. Scuffy did a couple props. Scuffy also did the gun. Did a great job. It's got a little... This is one of those crank-powered ones. Where you wind the crank to power it. If you wondered why there's a working boombox in a world that does not appear to have electricity. it's got a crank. It's crank powered. I can do anything. I have the power to do anything. No one can stop me. No one can stop me. This could be very small. Will there be more Volo lives? Yeah, the next episode will be coming out soon. No one can stop me. Alright. Well, that's it for now. Now that I have a computer that I can actually stream from, for, like, work stuff, I'd like to do occasional streams where I stream the actual process of animating and stuff. So, those might pop up at some point. I guess I could do another more in-depth tutorial stream, but I feel like there's not actually all that much to talk about. I guess I could go more in-depth with each individual program and people have questions, because sometimes the real obvious basic stuff is kind of hard to figure out if you're new to the program. But that sort of stuff would only be really applicable if you happen to be using primarily the Adobe suite. The actual process, though, is pretty much the same with any program. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Once again, Patreon link in the description if you want to support the channel and the show. Looking forward to doing the Shadowstone episodes each month. Glad the first one get out in time. Can't wait for you to see the next ones. Have a great day, everyone. I'll be streaming again later at the usual Video Game Valley time if you want to tune in for Skyrim. I think that's what I'm playing tonight. Yeah, Skyrim. Alright, that's it. Farewell, everyone.